Sorry about that. First and foremost, thank you for having us tonight. We truly appreciate it. I don't have a prepared speech. I'll be honest with you, this is probably my fourth time doing this now, and I'm beyond everything. It's been a long process. Spent a lot of money on our attorneys. I gave a passionate plea the last time at our board meeting, not knowing that we had to come back. It's a confusing process. You know, we've said from day one, we are not anti-choice, we are not anti-charter. As a matter of fact, about 4 or 5 years ago, I started a semi-charter school, a preschool. They wrote a book about it. It's called The Y-Axis. It was on the New York Times bestseller. The difference between my charter school and Learn is I had funding for our charter school. Everybody, you know, Learn keeps bringing up and the staff bring up, we have plenty of money. I'm proud that we have money. If you look at the handout that I gave you, from 2005 to 2012, our ISAT scores grew 22% while we maintained healthy fund balances. 22%. If you look at the other data I gave you, someone on Learn's side made a comment. If 170 was a better performing school, there would be no need for a charter. So here's my question. Learn Campbell opened in 2009. Their reading scores 31%. All of our schools beat that. Learn Excel opened in 2008. 38% reading scores. Learn 7, 30%. Learn Middle School, 30%. Here's the question. If I'm a low performing school, what the heck is that? If you're listen, I play by the rules and I play fair. I've said it from day one, apples to apples. Look at the demographics. We spent almost $2 million last year on special ed high needs kids that went to Easter Seals, Speed, Echo. They have no money in their budget. Conveniently, none of those kids go to Learn. So any parent here, you're a high needs special ed student, you're not getting in. They don't have money budgeted for that. I'm upset. I don't even know where you get some of the data at with the academics, that they exceed the state average. I don't see where they're exceeding the state average. We grew 22% since 2005. You know what they did? 0%. And don't give me the BS that, oh, we introduce new kids into the charter system every year. If that's the case, what's wrong at Learn Campbell? What's wrong at Learn 7? What's wrong at Learn Middle? What's wrong at all their campuses? I fight for a living, and I like fair fights. My last fight I had 3 broken ribs, a concussion, and a black eye. I scraped my butt off of the mat. The guy who whipped my butt gave me a hug. Mutual respect. That's right. Yeah, because I'm not a coward. I fight everybody. And I fight for my kids. And I'm pissed off. I want a fair fight. I told everyone we're not anti-charter, we're not anti-choice. I opened a semi-charter. I did it the right way. Greg says we have fund balances. That's great. When we went through our fund balances, here's the deal. The state has cut us $8 million in the last 3 years. Rob Grossi's going to present. We were the 7th most affected school district in the state. We have a $2 million projected budget deficit. Next year, if they take $1.4 million, we're at $3.5 million. So my question is, in 5 years, when we're completely out of money, do you go back to my taxpayers and say, this is Chicago, $1 billion in debt, the governor wants to declare bankruptcy? I don't have that luxury. I can't go to my community and say, hey, give us a tax referendum. None of this makes sense. You know why people don't like charters? Because the state doesn't fund education now. The state doesn't fund a charter. Hell, if they want to fund Learn, they could open across the street from me. Give them state money. But for people to sit here and say that we're a low-performing school district, fine, we are low-performing. But we show growth every year. I have data from Harvard and University of Chicago, much higher institutions than anybody that the staff has shown or Learn. the 2 top universities in the country, maybe the world. Our kids come into preschool in the 20th percentile. You know how low that is? And we get them that high? So don't sit here, anybody, and tell me that our district is not doing a good job. We do a very good job. Are we still below an AYP? Yes. But guess who else is below an AYP? Learn. Your choice that everybody wants to take shots at, and I'll even go a step further. I'm a graduate. I grew up in Chicago just like Pastor Blackfoot. Lincoln School, everybody talks about how bad Lincoln School is. Lincoln School outperforms every one of their campuses in reading. Nobody says that. I'm trying to be a nice guy, but I'm sitting here and getting attacked at every step of the way by everyone. That I'm pissed off. I want what's fair. I want what's fair. We are not anti-choice nor charter. But don't sit here and attack us and tell us how bad we're doing. I have a school, here, Learn expelled 2 kids in the last 3 years. My school district has been open for 100 years. Ask me how many kids we expelled. 0. 0. They have a promotion retention policy. If you're not on grade level, you go out of the program. Guess where all those kids go? Public school. Guess where the expelled kids went? Public school. Here's the deal. If they can't beat us academically, they got a big problem. They have a select enrollment. I have a select enrollment school. Greg alluded to it, the STEM school. You know what we did on ISAT? 95%. Learn Cam was doing 31. Learn 7's doing 30. Learn Middle School's doing 30. Learn Excel's doing 38. I did 95. Nobody mentioned that. Even in the staff's report. I don't think there was one mention about us. We're proud of the fact we had financial recognition and increasing test scores every year. I'm real proud of that. Chicago is $1 billion in debt. I'm asking you, do the right things financially. The state of Illinois is not funding education right now. We are at a crossroads. I was cut over $2 million this year, and then the governor comes up to me in April and says, oh, by the way, you're losing another $500,000. I said, thank you very much. School's almost over. As a matter of fact, why don't you cut more? So next year, we're going to be projected another $3 million or 2.5, and then they take another 1.5. Now we're at 4. Now my fund balance is down to 20. And then next year, it's down to 15. I'm sorry for getting emotional, but I said it once, say it again. I want a fair fight. I don't like people who lie, cheat. I work at kids. I want the fed. And if I lose, I have no problem losing. I told you the story. I have no problem losing. But let me lose fair. Let me lose fair. Let me lose with like kids, like demographics, and then see where we're at. I appreciate your time. Rob Grossi's up next. Thank you, Rob.